Hello, everybody. It's episode 77 of Podcast On with Barb and Cynthia. We're on our way today to visit Joanne at Joanne's Yarn Garden in Stony Plain, Alberta. As you can see, it's a beautiful day, and we're looking forward to seeing this town with its painted history. Come and join us.
All right, here we are at Joe's Yarn Garden.
I'm so excited, Barb. We've been wanting to come out here for so long, Joe, and we just couldn't because we were always in our shop.
Exactly, I know that feeling.
Right? Yeah. So here we are, and Joe's going to show us around her store. Thank you. Thank you. I have to say, too, Barb, I couldn't take my eyes off Joe's scarf. Isn't that amazing?
I know. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, and that looks like it's hand woven.
It is hand woven. The technique is palindrome. Ooh. So you actually, I'm just going to...
Palindrome, so it's the same on both ends?
So you pull on purpose coming across.
Oh.
So it's a wool mize.
Yes.
Sock yarn, and when I warped it exactly double the length, maybe it was triple, I don't remember now, of the skein, so that as you're going back and forth, your purples line up and your blues line up and the yellows line up, and then I just warped it. Yeah, exactly. So you get that sort of faded in look.
Okay, so if I get this right, like if we were knitting this, you calculated it so that the color would pool as you went up. It's
exactly.
Stacking.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. So that's kind of what it would look like on the skein when they dyed it.
Yeah, actually. Yes. Yeah, you would see it like this. It would come around.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so it was 103-inch warp.
Yeah.
And the weft is what you weave with. And so I just used a very fine lace weight weaving bamboo, actually, in colors that would blend. So just a single color. So I used a blue, so you can see little flecks of the blue with the purple there.
Yes.
And then in the blue, it disappears. And in the yellow, you again see the blue. So it actually kind of gives a blue haze overtone over all the other colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which just coordinates perfectly with your sweater.
Yeah.
So would you say you're a weaving store, Joanne? A weaving store?
No.
No?
I would say we're a yarn craft store, a fiber art store.
Okay.
But because we do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
A lot of knitting and crocheting. Fair amount of weaving. More people are learning, taking classes.
Yeah.
That's something I want to get into now that I have time.
Yeah. So let's go take a look around.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you just come in the door.
Okay.
This is what you see.
All right. How is the store organized, Joanne? Is there like a
little
section?
bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as we're looking around, we can kind of see through
so
the camera there.
So that corner right there would be more worsted weight yarns. In the middle here, a lot of fingering weight or hand dyed is in this area.
What would you say is your most, do you have a most popular weight of yarn, do you think? No. It's all over,
A little bit of everything,
yeah.
And as you go back, it gets chunkier. And on the right is more DK and baby yarns.
Yeah, a nice baby section.
Yeah. And of course, in the front, when you come in the door, it's always the new stuff.
Right.
Because we want
And this week you're
to be able to...
cottons.
Yes, correct. So we just got our Katia in. This is an interesting project right here. It's called Fair Cotton Granny because it does a nice granny square scarf.
Ah.
So you literally, it changes the colors, and as you change colors, you do a different square. So that when you're done, it takes 2 balls, and you've done all these sort of semi-solids, multicolor.
Yeah.
And then you sew it together and you've got a cotton scarf.
Isn't that nice?
Beautiful.
Could you do a blanket instead?
You could, absolutely, yeah.
How many balls do you think you'd need for?
Well, this is 2, so basically you've got, I guess, 1 ball per strip, right?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So if you took like 6 or 8 balls,
yeah, that'd be nice.
you'd get a little more width, right?
Yeah.
And if it was a baby blanket, you could take some of the length off.
Wow. And
Yeah.
it's so perfectly coordinated.
Yeah. The colors are really, I mean, when you see them in a ball, it doesn't really look like it was will make
Right.
anything interesting, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's really
Yeah.
nice. And sorry, did you say it was 100% cotton?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, organic, I believe, eco-friendly cotton.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's their organic
Oh.
line.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. And socks? Are these
Yes.
these are sock yarns?
This is one of our new, this is for summer.
Okay. Oh,
Um,
bamboo socks.
It has bamboo.
Mm-hmm.
And I did this little itty bitty with
Yes.
leftovers of, because I had to make the socks.
Yep.
And I thought I will never ever wear this because it's polyester.
Right.
But they are so comfortable and actually warm.
Oh,
Who knew?
yeah.
So it's, bamboo in it as well, and some
Right.
polyester, but it has elastic so that you're not going to have them fall off.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Wise.
yeah, that's the new colors for this year.
Okay. Do you want to come in and get a shot? You got it?
a really
Okay.
good shot, yeah.
All right. All right. Well, let's. I see some green, red, yellow, and black that
yes.
catches my attention.
Okay.
What's that?
Sure.
Let's
We'll
go
take a
down-
look.
Let's go down this aisle. Yeah. What's this?
That is a felting kit
Oh.
to make that bag. So, of course, Hudson
Right.
Bay colors, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Let me just get you over
So
here.
this is a yarn
Yes.
from Estelle. It's actually called Outback Chunky. And it's a good wool for felting.
Yep.
We did up a bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can see that you don't see the stitches once it's felted. If it's a really good felt, then you're not going to see the stitches,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That sounds great.
the kit makes the bag, and then there's another. Here's the other bag.
Oh
A
yeah.
little bit bigger,
Quite large.
and then another kit has a blanket. And pillow.
Ah, so not
Yeah,
felted.
this is not felted.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Yeah.
That would go fast too, a chunky
It
yarn,
would.
wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm, absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and look, there's drops Nepal. For all of you out there who are looking for drops Nepal, here it is.
And a great selection. Look at Joe's
Yeah.
got like 20, 30 colors.
Yeah.
Successful, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great yarn for Fair Isle.
Mm-hmm.
We've done this as a class, just very basic. You're learning to work with two colors.
Yep.
But this yarn blocks so beautifully because
Yes.
it's not superwash.
It also felts really quickly. Yeah. She says from personal experience. Yeah, yeah.
There's the
It's
swatch.
it's a beautiful felting yarn if you want to felt with it. But yeah, the colors are so nice. One of those shoppers that kind of goes where the eye falls.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there so I'll probably just, look for purple yarn and try and lead us there. But that's okay, Joe. Do you have anything local that we should know about? Any locally produced yarns? Maybe custom woolen mills?
We
or-
have Briggs and Little, which
Yeah.
is very Canadian. They've
Okay.
been around for a
Show
long
us-
time. Would you
show
like to
us
Let's
see?
go.
Yeah,
Let's go
okay.
there.
It's so great walking through them.
Look at this too. We'll have to come back to these.
Yeah, these look amazing.
Okay.
Shelves and shelves.
All right.
So Briggs and Little. So we don't carry everything from them. We carry the stuff that sells the most, I think.
Right.
Sport.
The Briggs and Little, for those who don't know, is in New Brunswick.
Yes.
So it's kind of the opposite side of the country.
Yes.
And you see it everywhere in New Brunswick, like in the grocery store,
yeah.
everywhere. But here, you don't find it
Not so much.
so much, do you? I mean, I see that you have these books on your shelf. Christine Legros and Shirley Scott, they recommend the Briggs and Little yarns.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
So what would you say is the most enduring quality of Briggs and Little? What's some of the things about it that make it recommended yarn in your shop?
It's a really good workhorse yarn.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for velvety soft, you won't want Briggs and Little. Although it does soften up.
Yes.
But it is meant to be warm,
Yep.
to wick away moisture from your body. They use it at the East Coast. The fishermen, they
Yep.
saltwater mittens. It's
Yep.
to keep your hands warm even when they're soaking wet.
Yes.
And that's just the beauty of what wool does.
There may be a little bit of lanolin still in
There
it,
is,
would you
yeah.
say? Yeah. And there's little bits of vegetation in here as well. So you know that it's these sheep have been outside.
When we get an order and we open the bag, it's like, oh, I smell sheep. It smells so good.
This is the one when you wash the wool, like after you've made your project and you wash the wool, your house is going to smell a bit like wet sheep. Yeah. But it's lovely, and so many colors, and these heathered colors are really pretty too. Yeah. Would you call it an economy yarn? Like
It is.
value
It's a
priced?
very good price. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So you've got
So,
Regal,
Yeah.
and this is all
So that's
Regal?
all Regal.
Okay.
This is the single ply
Yes.
sport.
Okay.
Sport yarns are hard to find too, wouldn't you say? Sport weight.
And you can use this as a fingering weight for socks as well.
Right.
Although there's not the nylon in it, but it has a relative, which is Duro Sport, that has a bit of nylon. That'd
Right.
be a little stronger.
I've
These
tried
felt as well. Could you felt?
They
these
do.
I've tried
Not
felting
as
Regal,
much.
and it wouldn't for me. I think
No.
maybe because the lanolin's in there, you'd have to
Yeah.
scour
And
it
it's
and get the
quite a
lanolin
tight
off.
spin on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is interesting. It's just lichen and lace are also in New Brunswick.
Yes.
This is Briggs and Little sport yarn, but hand dyed.
Ah.
Yeah. So she has a whole line of colors
that are very
that she
special.
dyes herself, but they're actually the same yarn. So it's
Nice.
nice. So that's why we have it here.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
Yeah.
a good mix.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these two shells are custom
Yes.
dyed,
Mm-hmm.
hand dyed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then these are dyed at the mill,
Yeah.
more bright and vivid.
Very East Coast colors.
Yes.
I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of blues and greens.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd lose
Let's keep going down here. I see some other yarn, Barb, in that looks familiar.
Country roving.
Country roving. Yeah. This is the stuff. Now, is correct, Joanne? This is the stuff that you would recommend for people who want to make those big, fat Cowichan style sweaters.
Yes, like that little child one right there
Oh yes.
is made
like
with
this
the
one.
Briggs and Little. Yeah, country roving.
Yes.
Cute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so neat. And it comes in the marls too.
Actually, the marls are the sock yarn.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah.
This is Tuffy.
So it's like the Regal, but it has a bit of nylon in it.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might have to pick up a skein of that before I go.
This is fun. Yeah, it's so much fun. Yeah, the country roving is like what the Icelandic people call pre-roving. You know, where it hasn't been spun yet. It's just the out of the
You
machine.
can almost maybe see it in here's a color where you can see it's just
Yeah.
like 5 strands kind of stuck together,
Right. Nice.
but not spun. So it gives a nice flat look when you're knitting with it.
Yeah, traps lots of air in it. Yeah.
Very
If
warm.
you are learning to spin, this might be something that you could practice
Yeah.
on.
Actually, our spinning class is what they do. They start with this.
Yeah.
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 You just take it apart. You can make a nice yarn without having to learn the drafting.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, so much fun.
it's really
okay.
neat to see that you have a whole section too.
Here, let's walk all the way around here.
Okay.
Yeah. What is this? Caterpillar yarn.
It's from Ashford, so it's
Yes.
for weaving.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 100%
I mean,
cotton.
you could definitely knit with it as well.
It's so cool looking. I like the packaging. And yoga yarn?
Bit of a yarn. There's a bit of a story with this. It has a bit of elasticity. So
Oh.
when you're weaving with a rigid heddle
Mm-hmm.
and you're weaving cotton, it has no give.
Right.
Right? It's very so when you put your heddle up or down, you're really, if you're under tension, it's hard to get your heddle up and down. So Ashford came and made this yarn. It has a poly core.
Okay.
So maybe a 3% polyester
Okay.
and then wrapped in cotton.
Yeah.
But it has a bit of give. So it's perfect for rigid heddle.
Okay.
Because then when you're putting your shed up,
Yeah.
you've got the give. So it's,
Yeah.
much easier.
Nice. Cool. Okay. And we've got some fiber here for spinning. Yeah. All right. Let's come around here because I see some. Yeah, I see some more interesting. Yeah, there's always good to have a quick peek at the sale corner, but by the it may not be here the next time
That's right.
you
And look at this beautiful swift. Wow, that's a gorgeous one.
Yeah, what's that made out of?
I think it's acacia wood.
Wow.
And maybe something else.
Nice.
Nice.
You might want to just take a quick look at this. This
Yeah.
is the rigid heddle.
I'm going to switch places with you, Barb.
So this is the caterpillar yarn.
Ah.
And this is the yoga yarn. So I don't know if I can make that show so it has a bit of a
Oh,
dip.
yeah.
Yes.
Just so slightly, but yeah, it makes it much easier when
Yeah.
you're going up and down here.
To get a nice firm fabric.
Exactly.
Wow.
This is very soft. This caterpillar yarn is amazing. This is just like velvety soft after it's washed.
Oh,
Wow, is it ever?
yes.
Yeah.
And
We're
really
doing the-
absorbent? Like
Yes.
you are you making like placemats
Like
or
this would be
dish
just
towels?
a cloth, but people have woven fabric and sewed dresses and
Oh, yeah, well, sure.
tops, summer
Yeah,
tops. It's
yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
I need a summer top today. I wore the wrong thing today. Black and long sleeved. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's pop in through here. Look at these gorgeous samples all along here. Oh, and I see an electric spinner here. This is all the rage.
You know, people think it's for advanced spinners, but it's not, because if you're a beginner and you're having trouble with your pedals,
Yes.
get an e-spinner.
Yes.
Or if you have trouble with your knees, get an e-spinner.
Yes.
Yeah.
And was this woven
So
on
this
it,
is an
spun
art.
on
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
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 Oh, with
Feathers
and everything.
and beads and tucked
That's
in. We had a
fun.
class last summer.
Oh, very
Yeah.
nice. Comes with its own carrying case. Is this from Ashford as well?
It is. Mhm.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So we do have quite a few looms and spinning wheels in stock.
Yeah.
Sort of the most popular ones, the
Yeah.
easiest ones to get in.
Yeah. You took a trip to Ashford's
It did.
school in New Zealand.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about
fun.
that. Yeah. Oh, Barb's wandered off to the novelty yarn section.
There's a Noro on your right, mostly.
Yes.
Yeah, those are so fun, aren't they?
Mm.
Whenever you want to add some color.
Yeah, Noro's really the only company I know of that does a self-striping yarn bigger than fingering weight.
Right.
You know, like if you want to do a sweater and you want it to stripe, this is kind of
Absolutely.
the yarn for you, unless you want to control your stripes like me. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's really
We did
nice.
the night shift
Yes.
with 2 balls of Ito,
Okay. Yeah.
2 different balls. But just changing because they're always changing colors, the yarn itself.
Yeah.
We didn't have to do as the pattern prescribes with 6 different colors.
Mm-hmm.
So it made an interesting shawl
Yes.
with all its colors.
Really pretty.
Yeah.
I love the feel of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Ito's a little thicker and
Yeah.
very, very soft.
Say that again.
Ito, it's very thick
Yeah.
and soft.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where to next?
I see cottons on the other side here.
Mm.
It is now cotton season.
It is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most of our new cottons are hanging near the front. We've
Yeah.
got some hand dyed. This one's kind of interesting. It's recycled ocean waste.
Oh,
So,
like plastic bottles. and
plastic,
things?
yeah.
Wow. Is that? That's catch
yes,
as well.
from Katia, yeah.
Nice.
Interesting colors. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if the dyeing, if they can't get vibrant a color on them.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I believe as well.
Yeah. All right.
And of course, we have all the dishcloth cotton on the other side. You can never have too much dishcloth cotton,
It's
right?
true. It's true.
And what about linens? Would this be
Yeah.
your linen section?
It would. This one here is linen, which we're just restocking. So it's
yeah.
a
Is
little
that
on the empty
Zooey?
side.
Yeah.
No, that is summer solstice.
Oh, okay. There's
Yeah,
a
from
ball
Juniper
of
Moon.
Zooey in there as well. But summer
Oh.
solstice is. This is Blue Sky Fibers also.
That is Louise Juniper Moon, yes.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I misspoke. Thank you.
Yeah.
Boy, that feels really good.
This is a top made with it.
Ah.
And yeah, it would be
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Very wearable fabric.
Yes. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want to do a little pan of the baby yarns behind us here?
A little pan?
A little pan?
A lot of pan.
A lot of panning, yeah. Do you have a favorite in here, Joanne?
I really like Lynette, if you're looking for a fingering weight. Baby yarn, yes, but also shawls, adult sweaters even.
Yeah.
And we do have some petite knits has gone together with Sanasgarn to make Sunday.
Okay.
So we've got a couple of bins of Sunday and then the double Sunday, which is a DK weight.
Okay.
I think Sunday was used by a designer for some garments that were pretty popular.
Yes.
Do you remember who that was?
Petite knits.
Oh.
Yeah, I think would be. She uses a lot of Sunday. Yeah, and double Sunday. This is washable without being superwash processed.
Nice.
Like no chemicals. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just
How
because
do
it's
they do
spun.
that?
I think it's a lot of plies and spun very fine. It's a while since I read up on that, but
Yeah.
it's a nice yarn.
That is
Very
really
soft,
nice.
yeah.
Is it 100% wool?
It is, yeah. I think it's merino. Yeah, I might need glasses to read that.
I hear you. Yeah. Can look it up. Okay. Let's go up to the front of the store now.
Okay. Joe's store is so nice and big. Lots of room.
Oh, we got some hand dyed
Yeah, we don't
color
have
adventures.
a ton of hand dyed. Several reasons, space being one, of course, and the like the Edmonton Fiber Frolic, which is now gathering threads in different festivals. You know, they kind of major. There's a lot of hand dyers there, and so
Right.
I think there's room for all of us.
Yes. Yeah.
This is, I can tell you a little bit of a story on this. This is dyed in Vernon at the yarn shop there. It was originally dyed by a gal named Elena, who had come with her family from Russia. And when I was about to take over this store, so that would be about 9 years ago, I was on holiday and I popped into the store in Vernon and they had some of this yarn and I just bought a skein. And then when I took over the store, I contacted the dyer to see if we could carry the store, the yarn in here. And we've had it ever since. And they don't do a lot of stores, mostly their own store.
Yeah.
And they've allowed us to be one of their extras.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah.
What a great relationship.
And the colors are consistent. So, you know, a lot of customers come back for the same colors again and again because they're there. Yeah.
The colors are beautiful too.
Yeah.
Some of them have this black undertone. I've always admired it.
Yeah.
Just very beautiful. And how do you like the yarn for
Oh,
knitting
it's
with?
beautiful. This is the
Beautiful base.
cashmere sock, so it's got 400 meters and it's a percentage of cashmere plus the merino in it. So.
I see 20% cashmere in there, so I bet that feels
It does
amazing.
feel
Yeah,
amazing.
for sure.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't use it for socks.
No, and I think most of the time we use it for shawls.
Do you want to?
Do I want to? Oh my goodness. You know, you don't need a lot of cashmere for it to feel amazing. This 20% is amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Interestingly enough, Elena sold the business
Yes.
to the couple that owns the store in Vernon, and it's the husband, who's actually a trucker, that does most of the dyeing.
Oh, interesting.
Or maybe all of the dyeing now.
Good. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
He's got a good eye.
Yes. And I see you have Wollmeise.
This is the one. Yeah. So that is this scarf.
Yes.
But I don't have this color in stock.
Now, this is hard to find too. This comes from Germany.
Yes.
And they're big skeins.
Yes, which people will sometimes look at the price and say, what, $47? But there is 150 grams in here. So you're
Right.
getting 500 and I think 75 meters. So
Right.
it goes a long ways. You'd easily do a couple of pairs of socks if you're making socks.
Yeah. And it's twisted so tightly.
is,
Like you would never get it back in this skein again if you took it out.
No.
Would you? No.
No, in fact, if somebody ever untwisted it,
it's
it's sold.
They buy it.
It's like China. If it's broken, it's yours.
Yeah. This is what happens when, if you were to take our hat trick yarn and put a super tight twist on it, you could get it this small. But it's very compactly wound. Once you open it up, it's going to be fatter.
Yes, for sure.
When you let the air back in.
And which in some ways you don't feel how soft it is.
Right.
But once it's knitted, this is one of Martina Bem's designs that she's done especially for wool mice.
Yes.
So her patterns always require the full 150 grams. Like the hitchhiker scarf is very popular, right?
Yeah. Wow, it's got so much bounce.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's very springy.
The other place I've been admiring this yarn is in Anne Budd's skirts, her knitted skirts. She did one out of Volmisa, and it's got such a tight twist on it as well that it doesn't pill, which is really amazing. Because on a skirt, you're scooching in and out of chairs and all that kind of stuff.
Okay,
so
when we do Anne's skirt class, we have to come out here.
Yeah, and get some Volmisa for it.
I do have a box coming. It's somewhere between here and Germany. In order.
Excellent.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Do they come in solid colors?
They
too?
do. I had this time just ordered the multicolors.
But look, is that this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look at this.
This
one. That's that one. I mean, if you put these two together in a skirt and did a fade, wouldn't that be beautiful?
Yes.
Okay. I love this yarn. I'm so glad you got it here.
Or you could weave your skirt panels.
You could, and then
Sure.
get someone to or sew them.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Aren't you happy we came out today?
Let's go. Oh, I see some handmaiden.
Okay.
We do have handmade.
We have to also
And
kind
like
of just pan this mohair section because I'm starting to drool a little bit here.
We might have to put Barb in charge of the mic, and she can lead.
I'm just going to go around the other side, though, because there's more and
Okay.
more colors. Is this all the same brand?
It is.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, look at these greens. Oh, my gosh.
Little pancakes of fluff.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, and there's more here.
Oh.
Who's got this?
So this is from Estelle.
Oh, this is alpaca. And
And then there's a little
nice.
bit of lichen and lace mohair as well.
oh, look at how
And
pretty
those are
these
just the
colors
hand
are.
dyed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one has to be mine.
That's your color.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's
and then
beautiful.
there's
Fuzzies
more
down here.
down here. Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Barb
I've
wants a
had my
job.
fix.
I forgot to tell you that. Yeah.
Yes, I'm missing the yarn already. Yeah.
All right, so I see here on the wall we've got some Casbah, which is great. Alegria from Manos del Uruguay. This must be
This is-
Malabrigo?
Yes.
I
correct.
recognize the label. Yeah.
It's their sock.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then over here I see some more handmaiden, and above it there's Biscot.
Mm-hmm.
And then above
Nice.
that is that label I don't recognize.
Yes.
Patricia is
So
Biscot.
Patrick Knits is the
Oh.
husband
Right.
of the Biscot team.
Right.
Yeah. So he did his own line. This is my poster's up there, I think, but they have the patent on the stripes, right? The way they do their stripes.
Okay.
So he combined the stripes with the speckles. So you've got a stripe, and then you got some speckles, and then you got a stripe, and you got some speckles.
I
so
know.
That's
Wow.
When we go to Montreal, we have to check them out. They're
Yeah.
going to be at Knit City.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
These this line here is all named thank you in some language around the world.
Oh.
Isn't that lovely?
That's so cool. Well, and since we're back here, we might as well just migrate over to needles.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so for all of our customers who love Chiagu, this is where you need to come. Look at that selection.
And Lika as well. Oh, and I see some really nice Brittany short DPNs. For those of you who want really short needles for socks and glove fingers, there they are.
Oh my gosh, I love your collection. Look at the wall of needles. This is fantastic. Everybody needs good tools.
There are so many good needles out there. You know, we could fill up probably the rest of that wall.
Mm-hmm.
But
But then you wouldn't have room for yarn.
then we'd have to get rid of the yarn, and that would never do.
Oh, nice. What are these? Are these DPNs down
Those are
here?
DPNs from Chagu, yeah.
Ah, okay.
We did have a couple of the Forte sets, which was the new set that Chagu came out with just before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had 4. We had a few anyway. They were sold very quickly. And of course, Canada-wide or North America, they were sold out completely. Right. So they're working on producing some more. We'll get some more eventually.
Oh, good.
But with that, they had the new swivel cords.
Oh, okay.
So not the red ones, but they've got kind of a metal cord and they swivel as well. So
that's a new feature,
new technology.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Lika has come out with an interchangeable crochet hook as well.
Yes, they do. We have them in sets.
Okay.
Up there. So they're called the Tunisian set.
Right. Yeah, Tunisian crocheters. Mm-hmm. You know, if you have a Lika set and you want to add a crochet hook onto it, or you just want to buy cords and put them onto the crochet hooks, makes it really nice to lengthen your hook.
The sets come with the cords, but also with the end caps, so you can use them either way.
Okay.
And that's the set up there, the blush.
Yes. I think it's the umber one that is the interchangeable.
Right.
Okay.
And the blush is just the hooks.
Got it.
Perfect.
All right. Well, here we are. We've had a tour of Joanne's yarn garden. We've looked and touched and picked some beautiful flowers today. I think Barb has a big pile on the shelf behind us here.
Yes.
And so, we just wanted to also take a moment out just to chat with you, Joanne, about how it was that you came to be here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell us your origin story.
My origin. Well, originally, I've always been a crafty kind of person. I've loved crafts like all my adult life. I've done different things. I had never really done much knitting. I had learned to knit a pair of slippers in high school that were a disaster. So I thought, okay, this is not for me. And then I don't know if you remember when the eyelash yarn first came in.
Oh, yes.
And everybody was making scarves. And my daughter had just come back from Europe. And she said, Mom, we should learn how to knit. And I said, well, okay. So we had a friend, and she taught us how to knit, the basic knit stitch, and we did those scarves, which, if you remember right, they're a nightmare to knit for a beginner, because if you drop a stitch, you start right from scratch.
Yep, you can't find it again.
No.
Yep.
They were harder to work with than real knitting.
I think so, yeah. But I ended up really loving it, and so I did scarves for everyone for Christmas that year. And then I just kind of built it from there, and so I would come into the shop, which was not located here. It was on Main Street then. It was owned by Pam.
Right.
And I did a couple of classes with her, and then I just took off, and I just started knitting like crazy, and coming in for help quite a lot, so much so that she eventually gave me a job. And then after I had worked, I believe it was 9 years for her, and she was ready to sell, then I was able to take over the store. So my husband and I purchased the store, all the yarn, and took over. So that is now over 8 years.
Wow.
That I've been here.
And
I have loved it.
Good. Yeah. No regrets.
No regrets.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Knitting has, it's like belonging to the Jedi. When you start to move those sticks and you just get captivated.
Just go.
And from that first eyelash scarf, you probably used something like Baby Monkey. Do you remember that? Yeah.
I do, actually. I might still have one in my stash. Never used it.
I loved it. It was so soft, 100% polyester, and it just,
My husband knit our granddaughter's scarves out of Baby Monkey, and they wouldn't take them off.
Yeah.
They used to pet them on the floor like snakes because they kind of moved.
They would move, yeah. But from that to what you've got around your neck today, that's quite a journey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to New Zealand after I took the store over, and Pam already had a dealership for Ashford equipment, spinning and weaving, etc. And it just so happened that my son lived in New Zealand and still does. And so we decided to go and visit. And while we were there visiting, we were quite close to Ashburton, which is where Ashford is located. And so we went in and did a little tour. And at the end of the tour, Kate took me through this sort of conference room, and she had the little 10-inch loom sitting there, warped up with something absolutely beautiful on it. And I had never thought I would do it, but I came home and ordered looms. And started weaving.
Nice.
And they had just come out with the 10-inch then, and so Kate told me they're hoping that stores will be able to use this to teach people because it's a very small investment. I picked up a few and I rent them out. So when we do a class, you can rent a loom.
Nice.
Without having to make the big purchase, right? And if you hate weaving, well, then don't buy one. If you love it, then you know what you want.
If somebody wanted to buy one of these 10-inch looms, but they didn't live in the local area, how hard are they to ship?
Very easy.
Okay.
Yeah, they come unassembled. You have to assemble them.
Yeah.
And they are on our website. So, yeah, my husband does the shipping and he tries to reinforce and put extra cardboard around so that they come in good shape, and we've shipped them all over.
Good.
Yeah.
That's great, isn't it?
It is,
fantastic. Yeah. So it's really easy to get, a table loom shipped to your house.
For sure.
Yarn with it,
Yeah.
just ready to go.
Yes.
So someone could make a scarf similar to yours.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you find, I think another good thing about Ashford is that they have pretty good tutorial videos.
They do, yeah. They have a YouTube channel, how to, all kinds of things, from warping your loom, how to weave, get good edges, and of course not just weaving, but spinning as well, and dyeing.
Yeah. You haven't had, the spinning bug hasn't bitten you yet?
Well, it has. I have an Ashford
Confessions
e-spinner.
of a yarn shop owner, hey?
And a couple of other wheels, a traditional.
Okay.
You know how it is when you're an owner, you just don't have enough time to do everything you want to do. So I do have the spinning wheel, and I do spin a little bit as well. Not as much as I would like to, but yeah.
But you have to try it out in order to decide if you like it. Because if you don't like it, you're not going to sell it, right, in your shop. It's going to be difficult to.
Yeah. Well, I think too, your customers kind of hope that you have a working knowledge of it, so that when they come in and they say, I need a yarn to warp my loom, you're going to steer them in a direction of something that's going to be strong and sturdy. And
that's right. Yeah.
And
I was able to go back to New Zealand a couple of years later for training. They had a dealer training for any dealers all over the world. So I was able to go to that. That was 2018 for a full week of training. So that was awesome. I mean, we got a tour of the plant, and we went to a sheep farm and watched them shear the sheep and the whole business. Yeah. Everything Ashford we were able to learn. So it was very good. Yeah.
So if you need any spinning or weaving or, felting or supplies like that, this is the store to come to.
Yeah.
And if we don't have the answer, we'll find out.
Yeah. Have you found since COVID? I mean, COVID was pretty rough on all of us, right? We had a lockdown, and we had to get working on, communicating other ways, online stores, etc. How did you find that?
Well, we didn't have an online store. It's funny, in 2020, in January, February, I was thinking, I probably really need to expand and get an online store, but I knew it was going to be a lot of work. And so I just kind of put it on the back burner. And then the end of March came and we were shut down, and I thought, okay, this is my answer. I'm building an online store. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. So we don't have everything on it because obviously we have too much stuff here. We have had for years. But as new products come in, we try to get them all online as quick as possible.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. It's nice, right? Because if you're living outside of the local area, or if you have mobility issues, or if you're not feeling well and you still want to shop,
Or if you're shocked, as I was, at the price of gas last weekend, and you don't want to drive.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity.
For sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it is difficult. You have to pay particular attention to the descriptions on your yarns, right? Because
for sure,
people want to know, is this soft? Is it washable? Is it good for babies? Is it, right? Yeah. Oh, that's great. Do you have a newsletter? Do you do other things like that?
Not something regular. No,
for special events.
We send for special events if we're having a sale or our classes schedule. We always email those out.
Right.
Tell us though. I heard that you're now using machines to make socks.
Yes, it's a new rabbit hole I fell down very deep.
Well, tell us a little bit about that.
I had been thinking, because it comes with a lot of knitting, this thing called arthritis, and sometimes it inhibits you from doing exactly what you want to do. And one of the things I love to do is knit socks, and of course that's the tiny needles. And I was struggling, so I thought maybe I should get a sock knitting machine, but I had no idea if you could even buy them or what. So I was watching Sweet Georgia, Felicia, probably a year ago, like February. And she had just ordered one from Erlbacher Gerhardt in the States. And I thought, oh, there is somebody making them. So I went online and checked it out and started emailing back and forth. So I ordered mine in March, and I got it in September.
Wow.
Brand
months.
Brand new. Yeah, nice. It's made to order, custom color.
Oh, what color did you get?
Teal, of course.
And how many pins does it have?
So I got 3 different cylinders because I thought if I'm going, I might as well go big. And so I got 48 stitches.
Okay.
So I could do DK weight and also children's size socks. Then I got 64 and a 72.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your husband is going to be getting some socks maybe after you get a few pairs.
He's got a few pairs. My drawer is pretty much full.
Good for you.
And now I'm making them for the store.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I'm finding that, especially around Christmas time, people need a last-minute gift. And there's just something about wool socks. Seamless, they're washable, and they just make your feet so happy.
Yes.
Right. And so...
I think you're going to show us some of your socks. So I'm going to go grab the camera.
Sure.
And we'll put a different spotlight on on this. Okay.
This is I call that a sock snake. Because when they come off the machine, you're always using scrap yarn in between your socks. So I like to do one after another, after another, after another,
Wow.
and just make lots of socks. Because you're casting on with a bonnet. And if you don't have to cast on all your little needles every time, you can just keep going from one sock to another. So.
What's a bonnet?
A bonnet is, it's got loops on the top. So you literally loop them to your needles on the top.
Okay.
And that gets it all started. Something for your working yarn to catch.
I see.
Yes, to knit
Yeah,
onto.
because getting started on a knitting machine is always tricky, isn't it?
It can be, yes. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So what have you done here? So this is a...
So basically, this is a men's sock. I'm doing the men's now. Fairly large size.
And so is that the toe?
This will be the toe.
Oh.
So you do the short row heel.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you come down to the toe. You do a short row toe exactly like you did the heel. And when you get back up to the top, you put the scrap yarn on. So you can kind of see the toe right there.
Yeah.
With your scrap yarn, you have this ladder in here, and this is what you're going to use to graft. So you're basically doing a Kitchener, but instead of the stitches being on the needles at an angle, you've got the stitches stuck in with your scrap yarn here.
Yes.
Yeah, like Lucy Neepy sometimes talks about this like a toe chimney.
Okay, yes. Yes, you
for
could
hand
definitely
knitters.
do that,
Yeah.
sure. So then this one's grafted.
Oh.
So I do it
now
from the right side.
Okay.
And do you do it with a needle?
Just
tapestry needle?
just a tapestry needle.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
so
look
you
at
ready?
this.
Yeah.
This is the best part.
So you're taking off
So I'm taking
the
off the scrap yarn.
waste yarn.
Yeah. And the waste yarn is just, I just use an acrylic because it's strong, and then I reuse it. Mm-hmm. It's something I got with the machine from Erlbacher's.
Did you have to take a class?
I didn't, but you know what? It was a huge learning curve.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I made lots of bad socks before I actually started making wearable ones.
Yeah. And do they offer training? Or?
There's quite a few people that do videos. Online, yeah. Okay, so there's my last scrap yarn. Now I'm hoping I didn't miss any stitches.
But you'll find out, won't you?
You will find out. And there you go.
Wow, look at that.
So it's seamless.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you put your hand inside, there should be no bump.
Those look like nice socks.
That's amazing, Joanne.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Very
there's
cool.
your thread where you ended up.
Right. So I will just stick that inside and just weave it in.
Mm-hmm.
And then this usually has an end.
Oh, it's a nice hemmed top.
This is a hemmed, yes. I have done, I've learned ribbing a little bit. Here's a pair that I did with a little scalped top, and they're ribbed.
Oh, aren't those pretty?
This is that Lang alpaca.
Ah, yes.
Yes, and they are just so soft.
And is the ribbing part of your machine?
I do have the ribbers for for each cylinder.
Nice.
It's quite a bit more labor intensive to do a ribbed sock.
Mm-hmm.
But as I'm getting feedback, I'm hearing a lot from people that they like this kind of a top because it's not going to be tight on your ankle or your leg, your calf. And honestly, I find that they stay up pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with them. So
these are more that you've done that you're about to do the toes on?
Yes.
Do the grafting?
Yeah.
Wow. That's slick. So if someone had some sock yarn and they didn't know how to knit, could they give you the yarn and you would knit them a pair?
I'm thinking I may get to that eventually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of you guys who have like 500 skeins of sock yarn in your collection waiting to be made into socks, Joe's your girl.
Pair number 107.
Sorry, you said you've made how many pairs of socks?
So 107. I just started my 107th.
Wow. Oh, I'm going to grab this.
Oh,
yep.
I gave a lot of them away to start with.
Yes.
Because I didn't feel like they were quite up to par for here. I tried to make them pretty much perfect for in here.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to drop a stitch, and I'm learning to pick them up, but I'm just more careful not to drop them. And then you don't have to.
Yeah, if you slow down just a little bit,
exactly.
It makes a lot of difference, doesn't it? I'm learning that too with the flatbed machines.
Yeah, yeah. Barb's doing gangbusters on
that's awesome.
Flatbed knitting machine. Yeah. Oh wow!
Fun.
Look at you guys go. This is amazing and beautiful. Joanne, we also wanted to ask you about Stony Plain. Before we came into the store, Barb and I went driving around Stony Plain and reminiscing about growing up. Stony Plain was where I took my first swimming lessons.
Oh, wow.
Because we grew up a little bit further out from Edmonton. And so it was kind of nice to drive around the city and town? Is it officially
it's
a city?
Probably big enough, but it's not.
Okay.
No, it's still town.
We were admiring the painted murals and the kind of like the downtown, which is still got its sort of old town flavor, with the angle parking and all the nice storefronts. And then you've got all around it, you've got these bigger stores, that are more urban, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What have you always lived in Stony Plain?
Pretty much all my adult life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our kids were quite little when we moved here.
Right.
Yeah. We always like it. It's just a nice small town. It's kind of I think it maybe still has a bit of small town feel, although it's, as you see, it's growing.
It's getting bigger for sure, yeah.
But it's a nice place for people just to come and spend the day.
Yeah.
Lots of cute little shops down on Main Street. We're just off Main Street, but there's some nice little eating establishments in that too.
It's very walkable. So what are some of your favorite places to go to in Stony Plain? Where did you get those caramels that you brought to us?
That was on Main Street.
Okay.
Yeah, Kick-Ass Caramels.
Kick-Ass Caramels. Yeah. Oh, they are to die for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they have several locations now, but they started here in Stony Plain.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a stop on the way home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a Village Fashions is always popular with our customers.
Okay.
Because most of our customers are women, and Village Fashions has women fashion clothing.
Yeah.
And so it's a good second stop.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a coffee shop that you like to go to?
Or a shoe store?
Oh.
I don't think there's a shoe store in Book. I'm not. Honestly, I don't get out much.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
There's a few little gift shops that I would love to go to when I have time.
Yeah.
49th Ave, I think, has some cute little shops.
Okay.
There is a coffee shop on Main Street, Dara's. She has some coffee. And she's right beside Village Fashions.
Okay.
So that's a nice little place to go if you're just wanting a little coffee, maybe a little treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to check that out.
Yeah. But Joanne, you're absolutely right. I think Stony Plain is a really walkable place to come to. Right along Main Street, there's all these boutique stores. And again, these stunning murals. We'll show you some of the pictures and videos we took that catch your eye, maybe cause accidents, I'm not sure. And each one comes with a little plaque that tells a story about it. And you looked it up, Barb. There are how many of them?
Either 43 or 48.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then apparently next weekend there's something called Jane's Walk. Have you heard about that?
No.
It's sort of take people on walks and point out different historical facts about certain buildings and things.
Nice. Oh, interesting. Yeah.
We also have a great museum in town. It's just out of town, actually, just kind of on the edge by the exhibition grounds. And they have a lovely tea house. They're open on the weekends, I believe. They usually open in May, early in May. Okay. You just have to check that out. Yeah. But they've got some old little houses that people used to live in. They've got a church, just all kinds of stuff, and it's a great place to spend a few hours. Sorry,
and
maybe days to get through.
And take the kids. I think I saw a little video of that too.
Yeah.
Online.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, sometimes people might think that Stony Plain is way out in the country, that it's way outside of the city. And I think it maybe took me, I had to slow down. I came through Spruce Grove, Edmonton, Spruce Grove, Stony Plain. So I had to slow down in Spruce Grove to 60 kilometers an hour. So it might have taken me 15 minutes, maybe 20. But if it certainly is a nice drive. And right now the trees aren't out yet. The leaves aren't out yet. But, another week and one more rainfall and it'll be just gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah,
absolutely.
My husband's always looking for places to go drive his classic car.
Right.
So I think that's got to be a next stop.
Yeah. They do have a car show every Wednesday night, I believe. I don't know if it's this year, but in the past years, every Wednesday night in the summer.
There we go.
Just up at the Rotary Park, which is when you came in on the overpass, you would have seen that park on the west side. And they do have car show.
Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights. Mario. Yes. Wednesday nights.
Yes. Al is usually there, Mario.
Oh, they got along famously. Did. So, yeah.
Yeah, he likes to go.
That's great. Okay.
Poor Al. He came to pick up the warehouse shelving that Joanne bought when we closed our shop. And that was, and the desk.
Yes.
The big desk.
Did you get that in his office?
It's getting there, but not quite. He's got to get his out first. And so this was priority. So he did the shelving for me in here, and so now he's free to work on his office.
Oh, man. Well, thank you so much, Joanne, for spending this time with us. We really appreciate it. We weren't quite sure what we were going to do for our podcast because we didn't have the shop to kind of, come to you from. And so we thought, well, why don't we just show everybody what is so, great for yarn shopping in our area. And so here we are. You're
really
our first stop.
Oh, thank you. I have to say, it just feels like there's something missing now when I think of the West End. With you guys not there. I mean, we have your number on speed dial.
Yes.
So that if customers were in looking for something Rowan, we could call and say, do you have this in stock?
Yeah.
So we definitely will miss you too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, we're looking forward to getting out more and to exploring our local environment. So we hope you enjoyed this time that we spent here at Joanne's Yarn Garden in Stony Plain. We'll make sure to put all of the links for the shop and everything that we talked about today in the show notes down below. We always appreciate it if you take a look there. But before we go, Barb, we should tell everybody, what is it that you're wearing today? Because you've got something beautiful on.
Oh, thank you. Yes, this is another one of those capelets from Donna Palicka, who runs a shop called Sister Arts. So I'm always on the lookout for unique pieces when I go to yarn shops to visit. And it's just a nice little cover-up, it was a little windy when I left today.
Yes.
Yeah. Now it's nice and warm. So, yeah.
There's lots of ventilation under a capelet, right?
Yeah. And this was done in our Adam Eve or Casbah from Handmaiden. Yeah. And it's lovely. Yeah. And soft and. Yeah.
Did you 2 skeins?
I used 2 and a bit of each color.
Okay.
So I got it. Just 1 and a bit. Like just got into the second skein.
Okay. So if you want to do a capelet like Barb's, this one, we'll put the name of it. It's a French name, which we're terrible at pronounce. Our French pronunciation is terrible.
Awful.
And so we're not going to try and butcher the name, but it is a capelet by Donna Palicka, and we'll put the link to it in the show notes. And exciting news, folks. I saw Casbah on Joanne's shelves here. So if you wanted to get some Casbah to do a capelet like Barb's, you can get it directly from Joanne. Or if you're on the East Coast, you can visit Handmaiden, and they have Casbah as well.
They have some special colors of Casbah, too. We're doing a promotion with Ann Budd raising funds for Alzheimer's. So check out some of the 12 colors of Cynthia's favorite shade, purple, which just happens to be on Handmaiden's website right now.
The purple page. We'll put a link in to that as well.
And what are you wearing? Because you're wearing a poncho.
Oh,
with
I had to take it off, but thank you. This is an easy folded poncho that Barb made for me. And it's done out of a Noro yarn.
Yes.
And again, Joanne has lots of great Noro yarn that you might like.
This one was one of the cotton blends, Joanne. I don't know if you ever got that one.
A Korean, maybe?
I think that might have been it. Yeah. Do you still have it? Or is it still being made?
The Curry Solo just came out.
Oh.
And so that's the one I have. It's single color. So it's not the straight.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it feels so beautiful.
It does. It feels amazing.
Cotton and silk. And
you could use any Noro yarn to do an easy folded poncho. And if you wanted it to be have a little more ventilation for summer wear, you could pick something that's thinner than a DK weight. Yeah. Right? And you could still knit it on your DK weight needles.
Sure.
Like the pattern calls for. Yeah. 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 I love it. It's so versatile and one of my favorites. But I had to take it off because it's warm today.
Yay for spring.
Yay for spring. Exactly. All right. We'll come back to you again next month from another undisclosed location. Stay tuned. We're back now from Stony Plain, but I couldn't let you go before telling you about some of the great events we have lined up this month for you here at River City Yarns. Our Makers Meetup is something I really want to invite you to. It's our online social connection with makers. It takes place on Mondays at 5 p.m. Mountain Time or 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and all time zones in between. We'll be meeting every Monday this month except May 22nd. That's Victoria Day for us here in Canada. And Barb and I will be eating cake to celebrate Queen Victoria's birthday in Montreal, finishing up from Knit City, Montreal. So we'll be unable to host a meetup that day.
Come out to this Zoom event and tell us what you're up to. We have a great community of makers who are friendly, fun, and informative. You'll find yourself motivated by the connections you make and inspired by the show and tell every Monday. Join us for Fiberside Chats with our friends at Longmont Yarn Shop in Colorado. Gail and Cheryl host this 1-hour chat with designers, instructors, and others who participate in the creative craft arts. Longmont has 30 plus yarn shops who participate in these chats. So when you sign up, be sure to click on the box next to your LYS. We all receive a portion of the registration fee, and we certainly appreciate it. The lineup for this month is fantastic. On May 7th, we'll be chatting with Amy Gilles from La Bien Amie about her new book, Neons and Neutrals. On May 21st, the featured guest is Anne Budd, and she'll be sharing her expertise on what to do when you can't get the specified gauge in a pattern. This happens a lot, and Anne will help you figure out what to do. And on June 4th, Karen Hosteller from Mountain Meadow Wool Mill will take us on a virtual tour of the largest wool mill on this side of the Mississippi River. All the Fiberside chats take place via Zoom and are recorded. The cost of the session is only $20 US or approximately $25 Canadian. We have some great classes coming up this month. I'm going to talk first about Carissa Browning. We're always so excited when Carissa comes to teach for River City Yarns because, well, she's just an amazing teacher and a fabulous designer. On Tuesday, May 9th, Carissa is coming to teach an online class called Beginner Brioche. If you haven't tried brioche before and you want a refresher, you should definitely take this class. It'll give you some time to practice before the Brioche Beyond Basics class that we're holding with Carissa on Tuesday, May 30th. Why learn brioche? It's such an intriguing knitting pattern. It's squishy and stretchy, and when you work it with 2 colors, one at a time, you get a reversible project with one color showing up more prominently on each side. In the more advanced class, Carissa will show you how to deal with increases and decreases in your brioche knitting to create stunning designs. On Saturday, May 27th, Carissa will be teaching an introduction to double knitting. Talk about completely reversible. You'll learn how to knit 2 layers of fabric simultaneously to create reversible colorwork designs. There are no floats to worry about, and your work will stay tidy and remain stretchy too. You're going to love it. Trust me. I'm also really excited to have Kate Atherley in the house this month. She's going to teach her toe-up sock class in 2 parts on May 12th and 19th. I'm thinking about making short summer socks with this Haiku Kobasi yarn. Why toe-up socks? Because you don't have to worry about running out of yarn at the toe. And Kate's method has you knit a gusset, which makes for a better fitting toe-up sock. So even if you've knit toe-up socks before, you'll learn invaluable tools, tricks, and techniques from Kate. And on Thursday, May 18th, we're hosting a brand new class with Kate we call the Holy Grail. This is a 2-hour masterclass on holes and how to avoid them or fix them. We encounter holes in many places, behind the thumbs and between the fingers on mitts and gloves, on the edges of sock heels, the underarms of seamless sweaters, the top of a hat or a mitten, and when picking up stitches, especially around the curved part of a neckline. This session is all about making sure those pesky areas are neat, smooth, and not drafty. Later this month, we invite you to get closure with Kate. On Thursday, May 25th, Kate will help us with 2 challenging garment finishing details, buttons and zippers. She'll cover buttonholes, button spacing, sewing on buttons, and keeping them neat and tidy. And if buttons aren't your thing, or if you just like options, Kate will show you how to insert a zipper into knits. So that's our lineup for May. June is shaping up really nicely as well. So visit our workshop page at rivercityyarns.com and see everything that's happening. Register. And if you have questions, send me a note. Cynthia at rivercityyarns.com. Thank you.